Many companies, when they start implementation of ISO, any ISO standard, they actually struggle with what kind of communication channels they need to define and how they could be defined in a very easy manner. Today's video is going to be on the same, which is communication. Communication is a very crucial thing as far as implementation of, or rather we can say successful implementation of any ISO standard is considered. In today's video, we have considered the three important and very widely implemented standard, that is ISO 9001, Quality Management System, ISO 14001, Environment Management System, and ISO 45001, which is Health and Safety Management System. So in today's topic, we are going to look at the mind map, and also we will be looking at what is the requirement of the standard and how a central idea on how you will be able to implement it in a more efficient manner, because communication is very crucial and it should be done with a very defined and documented structure. If you are new to my channel, please, I would request that you subscribe to my channel, like this video and share to maximum number of people, because this is an informative channel and I would be coming out with many videos regarding quality management system. So let's move on and deep dive into the mind map, where I would be explaining you regarding the communication. This is today's mind map for ISO 9001. So in 9001, explicitly in clause number 7.4, how a communication should be defined and documented is already mentioned, and there are 5 to 6 points on which the communication needs to be there. The first is who will communicate, with whom to communicate, what it will communicate, when to communicate, and how to communicate. So let us understand that communication is on two different levels. The first level is an internal communication, which is into or inside the company, and external communication is with the outside people, which are interested parties. So the internal communication, let us see, they are of generally two different types. That is, one is management to employees and the another is inter or intra-departmental communication, right? So when management communicates to its employees, generally it communicates within these 6 to 7 points, but it could be more than these points as well. Policy, objectives, customer satisfaction index, customer complaint and its impact, any changes in the infrastructure, any changes in the management system, and any changes in the internal policies. These are generally the communication points, or so to say, what it will communicate. Under that, this points should come. There could be n number of other points as well, which I may not have considered. So, but this is only as an indicative part. So when it is policy, it needs to be communicated periodically, because every employee should know what exactly is the company policy and how he or she should be reacting to that policy, right? And when I say periodically, periodically becomes the answer to when to communicate, and in how to communicate, it could be three different modes through which it can be communicated. One is display, another is through email, and the third one is through screensaver. So let's close this. Then we come to objectives. What to communicate? If it is objectives, when to communicate? It is periodically. How to communicate? It could be just displayed, or an email, or an address through meeting, everything is possible. Then customer satisfaction index results. When to communicate? Yearly once. How to communicate? Yeah, again, it could be communicated through a display, it could be communicated through an email, it could be just communicated in the meeting as well. External communication can be done on these parameters, or whom to communicate. These are the whom to communicate examples. That is, one is to the client, second to the supplier, third to the statutory body, fourth to the regulatory body, fifth to the association, and sixth to the general public. Now, what communication needs to be done? Now, what communication needs to be done for client? Here are the examples. If there is a product concession which we want to take, if we want to have a new product launch, any payment related matters, delivery and packaging related details, feedback request, or closure of any complaint or query. So all these are related to client. Product concession, why? Because there is a product NC. So the product which is formed, it is not 100% as per the requirement of the customer, but it can be also used. If that is the case, then a concession needs to be there. And how it should be done? Here it is, one option is through email. Someone can just give a phone call and do it. So it's altogether up to the company who is implementing the standard. New product launch day, it could be through online personal meeting, and generally it is done by a sales manager. Then if there are payment issues, it is done only when there is no receipt of payment from the customer or client. It could be through email, and generally it is done by an accounts manager. At your place, this could be a very different thing, but the I'm just giving a central idea on how the communication should be defined and documented. Then for delivery and packaging details, at the time of each dispatch of goods, it could be through a phone call and email, and it has to be done by a dispatch manager. Then customer feedback request, it could be every year once or after every delivery, call or email, and then it has to be, or it rather generally it is done by a director or a quality manager or a purchase manager, whatever is the case may be. Then closure of query, closure of any non-conformity or any customer complaint which is received. It could be after the closure of NC. It has to be through a call as well as through an email, and generally it is by a director, but in your case it would be any of the senior most employee, because we are dealing with the client. Then similarly, there is a external communication with the supplier as well on delivery status, product NCs, evaluation or rating details, change in requirement, addition in product requirement or packaging requirement. And then of course the list goes on and on. How to do it? It could be through email or a phone call, and relevant people can do the communication. Then to statutory body, generally the matters are a renewal of licenses or any judicial matters which are pending in the court, or any payment of dues which we haven't done or we have skipped unknowingly. With the regulatory body, the same thing, renewal of any license or any judicial matters pending, or the payment of dues. many organizations or many industry have their own association, and this association generally it is based on the help which is required. It could be n different type of things on which we can communicate with the association, and the mm, biggest communication should be done through general public. This general public communication is done as and when the hazard is there. If at all you have crossed any big plant or big plant which is hazardous manufacturer, it is written that for a general public that a mask is compulsory in the premises or in and around the premises. Please keep away the matchsticks and matchboxes because there is a fire hazard. Um, then in some cases, if there is a chlorine gas leak, there is a communication done to the general public that they should drink milk, that kind of thing. So many different kinds of communication can be done externally and internally. Now we will just look at explicitly what the communication is done when you implement ISO 14001. Now in ISO 14001 there are two different clauses dedicated. 7.4.2 is dedicated for internal communication and 7.4.3 is dedicated for external communication. Now let us see internal communication. Internally, communicate information relevant to the environment management system among the various levels and functions of the organization, including changes to the environmental management system as appropriate. So whatever mind map we have created for ISO 9001, most of the things are related to this. Only that the element of environment and environment related matters come into picture. So I have created another mind map for it. So the internal communication can be on these matters. If it is a management decision, aspects, its impact and the controls, change in any process because we have to reduce the impact, internal or external communication of the audit, that is if at all any internal audit or external audit is scheduled, the communication for that schedule. Then generally emergency procedure, if 14,001 related emergency or 45,001 related emergency, there is an emergency procedure which is defined and documented, and communication of that is also a mandatory thing under internal communication. And similarly, if we talk about external communication, the organization shall externally communicate information relevant to the environment management system as established by the organization's communication process or processes and as required by its compliance obligations. Right? So this is the major thing when it is considered for 14,001 or 45,001. So let us see what are the external communication, public communication and then compliances. As mentioned earlier, public communication is through display signages. As and when required or wherever there is a hazard, wherever in the company premises, in and around company premises also, you will see display signages. Like in many fence wall, it is written that don't pierce any nail or don't paste any advertisement on this area. So this is general communication. Of course, it is not related to 14,001 and 45,001, but yeah, generally we see these kind of things. Or sometimes we see that PPE kits are needed, or there is a police strip which is attached. So all this thing comes under external communication. And then under compliances, it could be periodically, once in a year or twice in a year, as the case may be. And generally it is done by a site safety manager or environmental manager, right? So this is the kind of communication which is required. We'll also see what is the requirement for 45,001. Again, two different clauses are dedicated: 7.4.2 for internal communication, 7.4.3 for external communication. And the writing or the write-up is the same as environment management system. Okay, so this is related to communication. So how was today's video? Was it informational? Were you able to understand what exactly you need to define as communication internally and externally? If you have liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share this with all your friends who are from quality management system area, or if they are looking to implement systems at their place, because this will help them to define the communication in their organization. Also, in the description, you will see two links. One is the Facebook link, Facebook group link, and Telegram link. You can join our channel and the communication. Best of luck for your quality journey, and we will meet in the next video. Thank you very much.